Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's reading. So, this is a collective all signs reading for the full moon in Virgo in March of 2023. So, I'm pulling on this the day before the full moon hits. The energy is here. So, Virgo is a sign of, introspection, and there's an element of self-control, I think, that comes with it. So it will be interesting to see where this reading goes. And we start the pre-shuffle with the Four of Wands. But this idea of stability, I think it's been coming through as important since the beginning of the year. And this card has been in part representing that, right? A feeling of home, a feeling of community, a feeling of safety. I think this needs to be some people's focus going forward, right? How, if you have that, if you have those elements I just named, how do you kind of solidify them and shore them up? If you don't have them or you're dissatisfied with them, how do you improve your situation, or how do you find the right group of people to interact with, right? And I think this answers that question. How do you find the right people? It's this Ace of Cups, this idea of this flowing love and emotion, right? It's to seek out a real Ace of Cups, right? It's to not accept the counterfeits of this, right? To have a real Four of Wands, you need a real Ace of Cups, right? The Sun is here. It's the happiest card in the deck, right? This is a very positive reading so far, Virgo. I think it's saying that I said Virgo. I almost read the cards as if I was doing a Virgo reading, but no, it's full moon in Virgo. So maybe there is a specific message here for Virgos, particularly with these three cards, right? So maybe go back and watch some of the Virgo sign readings and see how this energy lines up, right? The Sun is here. It's the happiest card in the deck, right? It's all about success, right? It's also about clarity, right? It's also about clarity, and I think that's what's coming in with this full moon. You're going to have clarity about what represents Four of Wands to you. You're going to have clarity about what an Ace of Cups should look and feel like, right? Yeah, clarity. Didn't know this was here, the Ace of Swords, truth. So these two aces bracketing the Sun are telling me that new beginnings are here for you, and they're going to be successful. They're going to be emotional here with the Ace of Cups, and based in truth here with the Ace of Swords. Yeah, there's a powerful transformation energy that's been here, that's still going, right? It's still working on something, right? Death is about metamorphosis, and I think there's something that is still kind of churning below the surface and changing things. It can be a difficult energy, right? But it's here with very positive cards. And I think death is still here because the moon is here and something is still kind of being suppressed and hidden. And whatever that is, it's causing kind of mental distress, exhaustion maybe. Somebody feels at the end of the rope. So I think for some people, these positive cards might look like some kind of pipe dream, like a fantasy. Like, how can these cards be here when I feel like I'm in Nine of Wands? That doesn't make any sense, right? Because when Nine of Wands shows up, you have a hard time believing, right, that things are going to get better. You have a hard time believing that things are going to improve. It's an energy where people feel like it's time to give up, like just throw in the towel, like there's no point, right? So I think it's saying to just keep working on whatever brings you value, right? Whatever is going to improve your life, right? That can help bring in the stability. Just to keep working on that, right? Here, this Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, and an offer will come in. It might not be as big as you want, but the Page of Pentacles carries a reliable offer, right? It might not be a full Ace of Pentacles, but it will be something of value that you can rely on, right? That you can use to help gain some of the stability that's here. Very, very interesting. All right. So that was the surface of the energy, right? So what I like to do is to shuffle a bit more and try to go deeper into the energy. And so before I cut the deck and pull the reading, I like to have a second look at the bottom of the deck, right? And see what those energies have to say. Very often they kind of focus that surface energy, they kind of complement it. Every now and again, a kind of instruction comes out. But I do find that when I end up pulling the reading, my messages are clearer if I go through these steps, right? It kind of helps to separate things into layers a bit and just go deeper and deeper, right? So I don't want to pull a surface reading. And I show the pre-shuffle on camera, so for transparency, just so you guys can have that information. And it informs the reading, so I feel like the viewer should be able to see it. All right, let's see. Ten of Wands, just like I said, this is difficult. Whatever someone is going through, that Nine of Wands has progressed to a Ten of Wands. It's even more difficult. It feels like your back is going to break, right? One more straw and it will break the camel's back. Someone is feeling as if I think they really cannot go on, right? And here's that moon again, right? There's that moon again. And it's revealing more of what's hidden, right? There's a partnership of some kind here. Now, it might be a secret, right? Maybe keeping a secret is part of the burden somebody is under. There's some kind of connection that maybe somebody feels they have to hide, they can't talk about. Yeah, and it's creating this energy of apathy and withdrawal. Yeah, somebody is, whatever has happened here with this Two of Cups, it's caused someone to withdraw. So I'm getting the impression that this Two of Cups is part of what was withdrawn from. Yeah, there's an energy of rejection coming off of this Four of Cups. So somebody maybe was rejected by someone important to them. It doesn't have to be romantic, right? But it's a situation where somebody was looking for some kind of equal partnership and it didn't come to fruition, right? They feel rejected. And there's some kind of conflict around all of this. Very interesting though, like this conflict, this Five of Swords, I think it's contributing to this Ten of Swords. This is very heavy energy that can be antagonistic and aggressive. It's about someone trying to win at all costs. It's a very controlling energy. If somebody's getting away from that, here with the Six of Swords, this is an escalation. This Five jumps immediately to a Six in the same suit, right? Yeah, because this King of Swords is not taking the nonsense anymore, right? Will no longer be controlled, right? Will no longer be controlled by whoever's in this Five of Swords energy. Yeah, so I think this king is connected to this Ten of Wands. I don't know, I'm getting the impression that for some of you at least, both of the people who are in this Two of Cups feel this Ten of Wands in some way. There's something about this rejection energy that's not quite right. And this progression, you see the way it goes from a 4 to a 5 to a 6? Yeah, these things are all connected, right? I don't know. Like I just get the sense that both of the people who are in this feel rejected. It's very weird because you'd usually think that the rejection is one-sided, right? One person does the rejecting and the other person is rejected. It's very strange. Both of these people feel rejected. And it's, this isn't the only thing that's putting 10 wands on them, right? There are other things in their lives that are difficult, But this Ten Wands it's connected to this secrecy around whatever this connection is, and the secrecy around the rejection, right? I think people are pretending maybe not to be hurt sometimes. I can feel very burdensome, and it can add to that Ten of Wands feeling. All right, let's cut this deck and pull this reading. Very good news. That Ten of Wands breaks to an Ace of Wands, right? So there's a new beginning here. The burden is lessened, and a new beginning comes in. Yeah, and new people maybe to cooperate with and to start to build something with this Three of Pentacles. So an Ace of Wands, I think it's good, right? And I like that it's being balanced here with these pentacles. I see it as kind of stabilizing. The Ace of Wands can be a bit volatile, right? Easy to either extinguish or to kind of rage out of control. Pentacles are a more grounded and balanced energy. Although sometimes, it can suppress the flame. It's a bit too practical sometimes. This is a very creative and passionate energy, right? But I don't mind this combination of cards. So this is the overall energy for what I'm about to pull, right? An Ace of Wands, and I like that coming off of the difficulty we were just looking at, right? So what's the issue here? I'm going to pull a Celtic cross. Yeah. Two of Pentacles. I think people feel overwhelmed. I think they don't know what to do. I think they have decisions to make that they can't quite figure out. I think people are juggling, right? This feeling of being of having too many balls in the air. It goes with that Ten of Wands sometimes, right? Remember I said there are other things in people's lives that are causing issues besides that kind of Two of Cups and the rejection. These are some of those other issues that might be more material. Right? Remember that Eight of Pentacles that showed up and it said, keep working on what brings you value. Somebody's struggling in that part of their life, right? They're juggling and they're afraid they're going to drop the Pentacles. All right. What's the challenge here? King of Pentacles. Not stability. Somebody's trying to get here and they're nowhere close. Remember, this is the final card in the suit of Pentacles, right? You go all the way from 1 through 10, and then you end up at the King of Pentacles after you go through the court cards. Somebody wants to end up here with this kind of stability, this kind of abundance, right? The kind of life the King of Pentacles lives is what someone's goal is. They're all the way down at the Two of Pentacles. So somebody's struggling quite a bit, right? Somebody's struggling. What's at the crown of the reading? What's on someone's mind? Very interesting, Eight of Cups. So that dissatisfaction energy, it's to do with something that's gone wrong in somebody's connections. I think some of this might be tied to that a Two of Cups where somebody feels rejected. Maybe for some of you, I think you still feel that connection, and maybe you think it's holding you back and that it's time to walk away from it because the cups are empty, right? The cups are empty. It feels like maybe there is no connection. For others of you, I think these difficulties are having to make you assess the people around you. You're having to audit your circle. And remember how we opened, with the idea that you have to recognize what a real Ace of Cups is? Yeah, I think people are doing that and they're realizing that the people that they have emotional connections to are not presenting them with the real Aces of Cups, right? Okay. What's at the root of the reading? What's happening in someone's life? Very interesting, Queen of Pentacles. So there is stability here, but somebody's it's very weird. because this Two of Pentacles is where somebody is tangibly. If you're going to assess someone's situation, you'd say, yeah, they're Two of Pentacles. They're juggling. They have this job they don't like, or maybe they quit their job or lost their job and they're struggling with their bills. They're getting all these notices from maybe the utility companies or whatever money they owe, and it's unstable, right? But it's saying that this Queen of Pentacles energy is here as well. So I think the Queen of Pentacles is here to say that you can handle it. I know that's cold comfort. I think people don't want to have to handle it. They want to be in a different situation. But the way to get to that difficult situation is to handle it, right? So, what is in the recent past? Very interesting. The Knight of Swords. So remember that Ace of Swords? Yeah, truth is an important issue here. An important truth has been told. I think a difficult truth has been told. And it's part of what's destabilizing things. Somebody's had to face up to something, I think. Somebody has had to face up to something, and it's increasing that energy of instability, right? I also noticed that the King and Queen of Pentacles are here. These are a true pair, right? A true pair. So for some of you, these difficulties might go back to that Two of Cups, this idea of this couple where both people feel rejected, right? And so maybe there needs to be some kind of discussion around that. I don't know if it's to clear the air. Another person can't give you closure, but they might be able to allow the truth to come into the situation, and sometimes that can it doesn't fix things, but it just gives you a clearer picture, right? And that always helps. The truth always helps. What's in the near future? Page of Wands. So I think this ties in well with the Ace of Wands. That's the overall energy. It's saying that taking small steps to move forward is the way to go, right? Just keep taking small steps forward. And what those small steps are, they're going to be different for everyone, right? I think it ties back to that Eight of Pentacles. Keep working, but find new things to new avenues to take that work into, right? Step out of your comfort zone. That's what the Page of Wands does. It's a very adventurous energy and curious energy. What's in someone's ego? Very interesting. And I'm not sure I like it. The King of Wands. This can be quite a stubborn energy. It can be an energy that is self-centered, kind of superficial. I don't like it in the ego because the problems of the ego are particularly exacerbated in a King of Wands energy. So some of this instability might be because somebody's behaving as and thinking as a King of Wands, right? It's yeah, it's not what I wanted to see here. I was hoping to see something a bit more, a bit wiser. Remember when I slipped and I called you Virgo? That's the card of the Hermit, right? I was hoping to see something a bit more introspective. King of Wands is not a bad energy, and the good thing about it being here is that it will drive this Page of Wands energy. It will push forward. It's a very ambitious energy, but it's too egocentric and it's showing up in the ego. So for some of you, some of these difficulties, balancing things, that feeling of being overwhelmed, of things not working out, it's a problem in your ego maybe. It's a problem of not dealing with the situation from a balanced perspective, right? It's too self-focused. It's too maybe too prideful even. That's another weakness of the King of Wands, right? For others of you, though, I think it's kind of a double-edged sword, right? Because I think getting through this difficult time is going to require confidence, right? But this is a danger zone when the King of Wands is in someone's ego. It can help you get over the hump, right? But after you get over the hump, you have to be very careful about this energy, right? What's in someone's environment? Four of Pentacles. So the people around you are, I don't know, they're trying to hold on to something of value, maybe to you, right? There's a very, I'm getting like a very selfish energy off of this card. It's, your environment is, I kind of understand why this King of Wands has to be here now. Your environment is kind of full of people who are focused on holding on to what they see as value, right? Kind of needing security blankets, right? Remember that Five of Swords, and I said it was kind of a controlling energy? This is the miser card of the tarot, and misers do what they do because they're fearful, and that leads them to need to feel like they're in control, right? And so the way to feel control is to have all this money, so that you don't spend. Like the money is a security blanket. So you have, $1 million, right? But you live in a shack and it's buried, in the yard or something. It's an unbalanced energy. It's an unhealthy energy, and I understand kind of now why this King of Wands is here. These energies have a way of kind of feeding into each other. That need for control. The King of Wands has that too, and it can they express themselves in different ways, but there's a way they can kind of feed on each other. So that assessment I talked about, the people around you and how they behave and having to audit your circle, you need to look for the misers, right? And it's not a literal miser, right? It's somebody who's controlling, somebody who kind of hoards. Not it doesn't have to be money. It can be you ever heard the term emotional vampire? Like they hoard other people's emotions, emotional reaction. They need that to feel important, right? They hoard people. Some of these people do. They like to have certain kinds of people around them, right? They like to have trophies, maybe, like have friends or family members who are doing well that they can kind of attach themselves to and gain some of that praise by proxy, right? But they hold on to these people, and they don't want to let them go, and that can hamper that person's growth, right? So these two energies are troubling to me, right? But let's see what else comes out. What's in someone's hopes and fears? Judgment, yeah. Somebody knows this has to change. Big time, right? Somebody knows they have to deal with all of this, right? They know they have to, and they're afraid to. They're afraid of what's going to come up from beneath the surface. Remember that moon that's been hiding things? Somebody needs to dig into all of that, and they know they have to, they don't want to, right? But judgment is the second to last card of the major arcana. It shows up before the world, which closes out major life cycles, right? So a major cycle is on the cusp of closing, but somebody has to do this work. They have to address this King of Wands and the ego, and these kind of Four of Pentacles people around them. They have to get to the bottom of why this is their situation. What is the potential final outcome? Five of Wands. It's arguments. It's drama. That's what happens with the King of Wands when they're in this kind of situation. There's a lot of petty nonsense that these people engage in. And it's part of what keeps that feedback loop going that I talked about, right? So someone's going to have the wisdom not to participate in this, right? It's not a strong energy, right? Five of Wands is a very weak energy, but it's an effective distraction, right? And it wastes time. This energy that's going to go into Five of Wands should be going into this judgment work, right? So it's, I think I understand better now why this King of Pentacles is the challenge. This King of Wands energy in the ego needs to incorporate some of that King of Pentacles energy. It's more stable, it's more grounded, it's wiser, it's more prudent. The King of Pentacles is not engaging in this nonsense. They're not. The King of Wands will, especially when it's in someone's ego, right? So I am hoping that this King and Queen of Pentacles will balance out this kind of more unbalanced energy, right? And I'm hoping that somebody has the wisdom to see that Five of Wands for what it is, a distraction, and to focus on what's important, right? So that's the message, right? Focus on what's important. Focus on working through issues that you've maybe pushed aside, right? That's what will close this cycle. And examine what it means to have a King of Wands in your ego, what it means to operate from that point of view, right? Like I said, it doesn't have to be a bad thing. It's a very difficult time, that Nine of Wands, Ten of Wands. The King of Wands will help you get over the hump, right? It can, right? But what happens after that, right? What happens after that? This judgment work has to be done at some point in time. So just remember that. All right. That's the message. Thank you so much for watching. If you're on YouTube, please like, share, and subscribe. I'll be back soon with more messages. Thanks again